We return with no scrap of paperwork remaining on our persons, you will note. So where's the juicy story of yours? You both have my thanks and my apologies for sending you on an errand far below your ambitions, while even as a babe you struggled out of your swaddling cloths and... That is quite enough of that, thank you. It was compromising stories of our parents that we'd asked to hear, to reiterate. Of course. I've known your father for so long I must have something. Well, as you know, part of why the level your name garners such respect in Shallan is your family's storied history. You two can trace your ancestry directly to those who came aboard Newcraft's Hope, a lineage few can claim. I've never thought much of it myself. It's not as though our forebears founded the nation, they were simply there when it happened. Nevertheless, it has traditionally been a point of pride. This is why Newcraft's pronouncement, "Renounce the ways of war and pursue enlightenment through knowledge and reason," has ever been our family's creed. Until your grandfather's time, aye. Archon Louisois looked not to Newcraft's words, but his deeds. He asserted in defiance of his peers that choosing to save the great and the small from the rising tides was true mark of our founder's virtue. There will ever be conflict and calamity will follow, thus, to ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. You remember his words well indeed. Archon Louisois lived by that personal creed and used every means at his disposal to bring succor to those in need, shallow and unknown. No one loved and admired your grandfather more than his son. Yet Fourcheneau could not reconcile Louisois' deeds with the philosophy of their forebears and his peers, a philosophy in which he believed so fervently yet made a pariah of his father. Fourcheneau agonized over this contradiction for much of his life. God's father. A son may carry his father's blood, but his choices are his own to bear, as it not always does. Gods know Fourcheneau's cranky old goat, so I am sure you butt heads often enough. Yet even so, you must know that you're constantly in his thoughts, every moment of every day, and that is not an exaggeration in the slightest. You should have seen him when you were born. Barely recognizable he was, with a kind of dumbfounded grin I'd not seen since he first took a fancy to your mother. He was practically skipping when he told me the news. Take my word for it, he loves you to an embarrassing degree. But he's also frostingly single-minded. Once he's decided that the given action is for the best, he will stay the course no matter who or what opposes him. A profoundly annoying habit when you're on the other side, on the other end of it, as I'm sure you will agree. I'll say. Thank you for your insight. When next we meet our parents, I shall mention that we spoke. Try not to get me into too much trouble now. I need the forum on my side. Speaking of which, I ought to be getting back to work. I have to make sure those specimens you brought make it to their proper places, or the cranky old goat will have me hide. Will have my hide. You can speak again later. Hail, you three. Graha, surely Kokol hasn't driven you out of the forge already? For better or for worse, no. However, he has set me a task that requires more than my single pair of hands. And here you are. I could use at least one of you, but I won't object to more. Unfortunately, Alice and I have prior commitments, and we have delayed too long as it is. Yeah, hi. Okay. What about you, Yumi? Can you spare the time? Got nothing better to do. Perfect. This shouldn't take long. Okay. Happy to hear it. Since I have you, there was another matter I thought to discuss with you. Yeah. Sure. Whatever you want to talk about. Nothing terribly important, merely something I've been considering. Part of this I shared with everyone, yet you and only you have been to Elpis. Yeah? As you have established, refined adamantite is a product of Alak, of the Empire's twilight years in fact. It was a material which saw much use as part of the Elegant's efforts to extend beyond the bounds of this world, Dalamud of course being the most prominent. Of those who would push further expand Alak's empire to encompass the heavens and the stars above, perhaps the greatest was its infamous technologist, Amon. Yeah? Wait, Amon wanted to travel the Sea of Stars? Did he remember his life as Hermes? I mean, I know he didn't. I believe he had his own reasons. There is no evidence to suggest that he retained memories of his former life. Would be nice though, because I would like to have memories of my life as Azan. He only joined the Asians once the Empire was all but dust, as you know. If not his memory though, what drove him to pursue the idea with such fervor? This may seem far-fetched, but what if souls like minds have a personality, so to speak? A natural disposition towards which they are inclined? We know with relative certainty that it was the gross decadence and inexorable decline of Alak that moved Amon to resurrect Emperor Xander. The Empire's people spoke lightly of death and destruction, experimenting on those they deemed beneath them to fill the emptiness in their hearts. In facilitating Xander's return, Amon provided these languid souls with the means to free themselves from the mire of their own indolence. Or would have, had not Xander been convinced by his own death that life itself was meaningless. Amon's desire for his countrymen to conquer the heavens could only be a means to the same end, to instill the people with new purpose. Like Hermes before him, Amon was appalled by how those around him lived, but could never bring himself to believe that those lives were devoid of meaning. And both of them sought that meaning, that hope in distant stars. Such is my theory anyway. Ultimately, it is the consequence of their actions which matter. Their motives are of no moment, and yet... To reach those stars on wings of adamantite, to travel to the ends of creation and beyond, the promise of hope everlasting, that much I do understand. But enough musing for now, why don't we see how Kokol is getting on? Master Fushino.
Intrusion, Master Fushino. I bring urgent news. A great commotion has broken out in Scholar's Harbor. Your presence is requested, with all speed.
Okay.
Now, where might this delivery be?
What's going on?
Oh.
That's a big delivery. And quite some vessels they bought it here.
But we cannot accept these without the proper permits.
By the 12! Surely, these can't all be.
We've got more.
Bleeding hellfire! They're bringing them by sea and by air. All these folks in these crates.
And more on the way. Got your adamantite right here. A bigger haul than any of these sorry bastards brought, and that's no lie.
Yes, because you were charged with seeing the shipments from Gridania and Uldar here, along with your own. Give credit where credit is due.
Well, that are big words for you especially.
Sounds like the sorry whinging of a sore loser. An hypocrite to boot. Ain't no way a scrawny whelp like you took a dozen steps inside a Dalamant shard.
I'll have you know I went all the way to the entrance. Furthermore, 'twas my contacts that enabled us to enlist the cooperation of the Sky Pirates.
Left you outside so you wouldn't get anyone killed, did they? Well then, credit where credit's due, you did a right
That's
fine
mean.
job sitting on your arse.
Take that back.
Make me.
I will not stoop to your level.
my, what a grand welcome party.
Hancock and Saraban.
We come bearing relics both sacred and elegant, as well as a few other gifts that may be of help, to be presented with best wishes from the Eastern Alliance.
Hey, look, a samurai sword. Hope it wasn't as expensive as, you know.
Our friends in Bosnia, for instance, have sent along a few artifacts for the brave allies of the Resistance. That's you.
I myself have come with a sacred relic of Rayson Temple. 'Twas passing fortunate that Senri's dango craving brought us to Kugane. We arrived precisely as Hancock was making his arrangements. Upon learning of your need, we made haste back to Hell's Lid, with our dango, never fear, and consulted with the other auspices. All consented to the lending of Tennyson's legendary Phoenix Blade for this noble cause.
I don't know how the melody goes.
Suzaku and Seiryu were nevertheless worried that it might be lost in transit, however, and insisted upon accompanying me to Onakoru, where I had intended to entrust it to our Confederate allies. I thought instead to give it over to Hancock when we chanced to cross paths yet again. But alas, Seiryu remained ill at ease, and ordered me see the blade into your hands personally, or die
trying. Okay. Seems to be worth a
We
sword.
did, of course, need quite the impressive vessel to get it all here in time.
The prima vista.
Fortunately, our majestic associates have been more than helpful. 'Tis an honor to join the Warrior of Light on another adventure, they tell me.
That is all wonderful to hear, but what of the extraordinary cost? I shudder to think of the ransom we must pay for such a bounty.
Fret not for your coin purse, young Alphino. Lord Lolorito looks ever towards the profits of the future, and thus the East Aldenar Trading Company went to some lengths to reduce the financial liability.
Of course he did.
And since the Scions funded the entire venture, not a gill need be rendered up in compensation. Everything is already yours.
We
That's good
funded
to
the
hear.
venture. When?
Don't let the name fool you. This coin keeper knows a thing or two about spending.
True hero.
When it comes to capital investiture, a sprinkling of gil here and there will not do. You need enough savings to make waves when it really counts, which is why frugality is paramount. We also have the benefit of a generous patron. Generous being rather an understatement.
That being who?
She has supported us from the shadows since the very founding of the Scions. We even had coffers to fill.
Of course. Of course, who else? How could you? My money! No! Our money!
I mean, of course, an entirely neutral party. I simply thought our family's coffers were needless.
Yeah, okay. That's the way to put it.
We can hardly take them with us on your teeny tiny toy boat, now can we? And 'twould be a shame to leave all that hard-earned wealth unspent.
True that.
Waste not.
However did you manage so much in so short a time, then? We expected word to reach only a fraction of our allies.
Did I not tell you I have my ways?
Erenville, you were involved too.
I received a letter from Cryo after we parted ways in Labyrinthos. She explained what the Scions were trying to accomplish, and why you might soon require the services of the Gleaners, spread across the world as we are. I pray you do not interpret this as a betrayal of Charlotte. I accept that the Forum's aim in pushing us to our limits was to preserve what knowledge we have, and I bear you no ill will for it. Yet, in collecting that knowledge, what I came to appreciate most about our star is that there remains so much we do not know. That is why I chose to help the Scions, to combat the obliteration of those countless, undiscovered wonders. I held no illusions that they would be less demanding taskmasters. Though, rest assured, if I had, I would have been sorely disappointed. To make a long story short, the whole of the guild ship cooperated to ensure your call was heard far and wide.
That's very nice. Okay, can we now do something with it? I was wondering where those people were. Haven't seen the Ironworks whole expansion.
And why didn't you mention it sooner? The one time you don't beg my aid, your problem's a bloody ship that can fly to the moon.
Oh, and Nero's there.
You brought the team. Of course. Garland Ironworks' finest. You need only point us towards my new favorite ship. Oh, I nearly forgot. We stopped by Whirlid before coming here and picked up a package from Gaius.
Is it a huge giant robot? Because if not, I'm gonna be disappointed.
He's still of the mind that actions make for better penance than words, contrite or otherwise. So we offer none of the latter. What he sent is an Allegan relic Valens used in his weapons experiments. Has a fair bit of refined adamantite in it too.
As you like us not suspect, we've also brought adamantite for Mordona's Dalamud shard. I admit to some consternation upon first receiving Kryl's message. So few Scions remain at the Rising Stones now. Far too few for such an expedition. However, the Gleaners were able to secure us reinforcements. Idleshire's treasure hunters, not least among them. Slowfix's gratitude for the safe return of his daughter has not waned, and he gathered his kin to our side with an astounding quickness. The clash between their machina and the Allegan defences was a sight to behold. I wager even you would have been impressed by the magnitude of the gobby booms.
Gobby boom.
Fascinating as all this is, I fail to see how it explains your presence here. Does Razat Khan not have more pressing concerns?
We do. Yet averting the final days would be the most expedient solution. That, and I am indebted to you. Though they chose to take their leave of Thavnair, those you saved in Galimund remain my people. My gratitude is beyond words. 'Tis appropriate that I aid you in kind. If in the doing we bring salvation to others of this star, so much the better. You will recall that I spoke of my father, Midgard Summer, and his journey across the great expanse. As he traveled betwixt the stars, his resplendent scales drank of the ether in those nigh empty surrounds, and imparted to him the strength to persevere. Thinking they might further your cause, I called out to my kin for consent. Ashdai's answer was silence, as ever. Tiamat and Chris-Velgre, however, responded favorably to the suggestion. My sire, too, stirred from his slumber long enough to speak and say,
Yeah, okay.
Thus have I brought you his own worm scales. Fit them to your purpose, and seek a worthier fate for us all.
What are we gonna do with them? Travel to...
You'd be hard
Meteon,
pressed to find someone
something.
else so familiar with the unique properties of dragon scales. So I invited myself.
Bugger me, this is so unbelievable. I've gone right back round to believing it again. Get a 6% gain.
I like that guy.
With all these goodies, we could get 7, no, 10, no, 14 bleeding percent. Think of how far we could go. What we could do with that much power. What we could blow up.
I would like to go to the edge of the universe.
If Kokol is duly convinced, then it must be true. In which case, the science end of the bargain has been fulfilled. Would you not agree?
Yes, please, finally, let me talk to Hydaelyn. Come on.
Yes, Father?
I know not what you seek of Hydaelyn, nor for what purpose you would take command of our ship. Yet this much is certain. To do so will be to dictate the fate of this star and the lives upon it, the lives of each and every creature, in their magnitude and their fragility. Do you understand? And are you prepared?
Yep, sure. Go, go, go.
We have seen and we have felt how much each life shapes this world. And so we are determined to abandon none. We understand what is at stake, and we are prepared to bear this burden.
Then I will bear it with you. I beg you, share your struggles with me.
Heartwarming, isn't it? You're quick to get back on your words. To go back on your words.
You grasped my fingers with such tiny hands the day you were born. I thought my heart might burst. 'Twas love and happiness beyond expression. Overwhelming. And a conviction so powerful that I trembled with something close to rage. I had heard the final days foretold. I swore to myself then and there that I would not let them steal your futures. The great exodus would succeed, must succeed. No sacrifice or sin was worse than the alternative. If anything gave me pause, 'twas mine own father. The Archon Louisoix openly decried Charlian's policies. A perspective which I regarded with increasing disdain as I grew older. Yet even as part of me thought him a fool. Perhaps I also hoped that he, of all people, would devise a brilliant means to save my children. A naive hope, but stubborn enough that I could never bring myself to keep you apart. No. That was his doing, when he perished at Cartano, as we pulled that twisted slab of Dalamud from the sea. I remembered the warmth of your newborn touch. Chastened, I vowed never again to suffer any interference in my mission to protect you. No matter that you yourselves wished otherwise.
Not really an excuse to being a shitty parent. I mean, I don't know if he was all the time. They never really said he would have been, but it's just the excuse you always hear, right? I was just working so much time just for your sake, and I don't know. Yeah, but that's why you have never been there for me, Papa. Not talking about my father, just, you know, the stories.
test me, fight me tooth and nail, I would suffer it, and more, and be satisfied so long as I could force you onto the ship. I was wrong. You two have grown so much stronger and so much wiser than I dared dream. You have earned the right to walk your own path, and already begun to do so.
Good. Because there are things we care about, and people we love, and none of them is replaceable. Not a one.
It cannot have been an easy journey for you to have come so far.
We shall be glad to acquaint you with the finer details someday, once this danger has passed. All that we have seen and heard, that we have felt and learned in our travels. Ours is not a kind world, but it is beautiful. Always.
Which is why we're gonna save it.
Are you quite sure that's wise? After all, someone turns pale and flees the room when he sees so much as an envelope containing word of your adventures. Whatever will happen if he learns what you were really up to?
Amelians. Though I have wronged my children most gravely, I owe you an apology as well. I assumed that it was the Scion's influence that made them so keen to charge headlong into danger. Yours, in particular. I see now that said influence instead brought them together with the many fine people gathered here today. In which case, I hope you continue to guide them.
I am Asm. I have my ways of connecting people all over the world.
I suggest we put our plans into motion. People are beginning to look confused.
Perhaps you can spare a few words ere they resume the tedious lugging of cargo. You have no small number of friends and admirers here after all.
I'm to hold a speech. To the moon! And even further beyond. With me. It is nice having them all there. It was just a little very, you know, very extended
Your assistance is appreciated.
gathering
Now,
scene.
in an orderly fashion, if you please.
From here we proceed to the heart of Labyrinthos and its most closely guarded secret, the Thomasane. It marks the beginning and end of our efforts, whence we delve to seek audience with the star and whence we will embark on a journey to the heavens. This way, if you please. Wow. Pretty cool design. Better than I expected. A bit welcome to Thomasane. Direct your attention towards its center to behold the ark over which we have long labored. As you can see, it was designed as a medium-sized craft, the better to reduce fuel consumption. Miniaturizing magics have been applied to its interior to ensure that the thrust-to-weight ratio does not place too great a limitation on its freight capacity. The ether burner, as you know, has been removed for further modification, but we shall reattach it soon enough. I have received word that Kokol and several of your allies are working on it with an intense fervor. And they are sure to see it done. It was by their expertise that many a prior disaster was averted. If anything, I fear they will not afford us much time for speaking with Hydaelyn ere they finish. Turbine in the background. Point taken, let us move on. I must warn you again, however, that even with the benefit of our device, our treat with her is not a simple feat. 89. That was close. Alright, come on. Pull the Shadowbringers and give me an Amaro-esque experience, or better, please. Because I'm in dire need of it. As you all know, alongside our physical world exists an ethereal plane, what we refer to as the ethereal sea. At the heart of the star, the physical and ethereal are one and the same, thus the deeper we go, the easier it becomes to pass between said planes. We utilize this principle in constructing the anti-tower, and once more here in Thomasine. Oh yeah, wow. No sooner did the Forum decide to withdraw from Eorzea than we began work on this facility. Our work culminated in a device that allowed us to peer deeper into the ethereal sea than ever before in search of Hydaelyn's ever-fainted echoes. The Aitiascope. And we communicate with her through this device. For a time, yes, but since the 7th Umbral Calamity, it has been rare to hear even a whisper. Well, it shouldn't be now anymore because, you know, Zodiark is dead, so she doesn't need all of her strength to keep him in check anymore. At least we think Zodiark is dead, right? If you wish to reach her, you must journey closer to the center of the star than we have ever dared beyond the Aitiascope. Even so, I make no guarantee that you will find her, nor of your safety not so deep in the ethereal sea. We understand, but if we are to deliver this world, we have no choice but to try. Actually, I would say let me go alone, but I guess that's not how it is going to work, right? I know, I only wish we could do more than observe your progress from afar. The Aitiascope ocular lens, by which we may peer into the ethereal sea without placing ourselves at hazard, lies above us. Through it we can watch and guide you. In those swirling depths there are pockets of ether so dense and turbulent that they can unravel one's soul. If we determine that you are at risk of coming into contact with such a pocket, we will recall you with teleportation magics. Ah, so we are probably gonna be the only ones left inside at the end? To that end, it would be best if one familiar with the composition of your souls remained here to assist in assessing said risk. Otherwise, there is an increased probability that we will extract you too early or too late. Yeah, sorry, Yashtola, you're not coming with us. Oh, Kryl. Yeah, sure, Kryl is even better. Please allow me. I have thought upon this much, and in truth, I do not believe that I am fit to join you in the trials ahead. The events at the Tower of Babel drained me, yes, but even before that, your capabilities far outstripped my own. This is no time to have a weak link in our vanguard, no matter how much she may wish it were otherwise. If I assist in the manner that Master Fusion has laid out, however, I may still be of use. Will you trust in me to do so? Yeah, of course, there's no better fit for it than you, of course. Really forgot about her ether sniffing capabilities. I can think of none I trust more compared to all that effort you put into keeping us alive while our souls were in the thirst. Preventing us from dissolving into ether on a single expedition ought to pose no challenge at all. And even if you did, I expect you would hunt us down and restore us to health somehow. Oh, so if Hydaelyn brought Emmet Selk with us back to the source, then we should be able to find him in the ethereal sea, right? Oh, that's gonna be fun. You flatter me, but rest assured that I will be keeping a close eye on all of you. There is one more thing. Those in ages past refer to the ethereal sea as the underworld, our final resting place. Of course, Hades must be in the underworld, come on. In its embrace is memory washed away, leaving only the purity of one's soul, or so we believe. Yet what of those memories? Few think to ask what becomes of them, cast adrift in ethereal tides. Some theorize that they linger for some time, those associated with strong sentiment in particular. In those depths, memories of the departed may even coalesce around you for hatred or for love. I don't care, just get me in there. Come on, we're gonna see what happens afterwards. Don't tell me. Show me. Thus they caution you to be wary, but also to have faith. Remember those who did gladly extend a hand to you, that they may lift you up once more. Oh, okay. Okay, it's gonna be heartbreaking. We're gonna see Hydaelyn and Orchiffon and... Wait, it's a duty? Huh. I thought it would be an area. Well, it's already 2:30 AM. Only 4 hours left until my train parts. Who cares? Second to last dungeon. For now. Most likely. I'll probably trial immediately after. Right. Well, not immediately, but... Yeah, so if we fight Hydaelyn or Xenos empowered Hydaelyn, Hydaelyn empowered Xenos, it's probably gonna be right after that one. Gonna be the level 89 trial.
Order with the lens, and I trust you can hear me.
Not nearly as chaotic as I thought it would be.
Those things are pure malcontent, the residue of lives unfulfilled.
Little reminiscent of the Final Fantasy IX. I don't remember what it's called. The place where you go after Kuya in the end. Beautiful. And of course very reminiscent of the Anti-Tower as well. Gilbert? Okay. Is this a boss? Because the music didn't change. But he sure has the HP. Oh, Papalimo? Where's Papalimo? Oof. Are there with us still, Papalimo? Farewell again, my friend. I didn't see him, just the staff, though. Who are you? You cannot take this from me. Never will I surrender my devotion, my love. Livia, the anti-turd? And here I thought we'd move past this. This is the very depravity she showed at the Waking Sands. What? Who is that? I mean, she looks like the thing, the boss in City of Mark, right? Also has a similar skill set so far. They're coming back, don't worry. Don't think who would ever dare to underestimate you, Asinian. My lord, Gaius. Ah, okay, now I get it. Yeah, Livia, sure. Yeah, his lover, more or less. The white armored lady from Realm Reborn. Yeah, of course, Livia. Now I get it. All right, how is the next zone gonna look like, or is it just one of the other platforms here? I hope not.
The ether is too dense. Oh, I'm losing you.
Bye, Kryle. Ah, beautiful. Help me, Dad Cred. Oh, damn it. There he is. People of Ishgard won't forget you. Second boss, who's it gonna be? And am I gonna recognize them before I kill them? Oh, Ritatine. Really? Why are they just all of the Realm Reborn evil bad guys? Ooh, Asinian has a limit break.
You underestimate me.
Still a banger of a boss sound, boss music. Oh. What do we need to do? Ah, okay. Holy crap! Okay. The one to the left seems to be depleted very fast. That takes some time. Alright. Harder than the original, that's for sure. Thank you. This is light. Is it truly? Minfilia? Oh, who are you talking about? Yeah, fight between Estinian and Thancred. Whose one is it? It is Minfilia. Oh, of course I have Thancred with me. No, Thancred. Alright, last boss it is then, right?
So bold. So headstrong. Stubborn to the last.
Emmett?
Is as far as you go.
Oh, Amon.
Oblivion beckons.
Okay. Hey, Fanny. Amon the Undying.
Many faces have I worn, but this is my favorite by far. You will persist in this folly no longer. The stage is set.
Strophe. Verse. Antistrophe. Antiverse. What the hell? Ouch! Curtain call.
Main attraction. You mighty God.
Shiva!
What a boorish audience you are!
Left Biragara Forte. Left from our side or your side? Your side, probably. Yeah. Thundaga Forte. Ah, that was this one. There we go.
Lies! All lies! Your dreams, your hopes, your futures, delusions and lies!
Yay! I would say. Alright, give me that juicy cutscene I want, come on. And then I can finally go to bed.
My very essence begins to wane. Sweet, sweet agony.
Not now, kitty.
Leave this to her.
Hey, Hermes.
Come to deal the coup de grace. Good. Watching you struggle against the inevitable is bad comedy. Erase me from existence, soul and
So he actually does remember. Have you any memories of Meteon?
How would you know that name?
He does. That's interesting. Oh no, of course, he does remember it. Yeah, he just thinks she dissipated, more or less. I mean, if that past that we were in is our past and not a different timeline.
Then it was you. In Elpis. With Heavensward. The final pieces fall into place.
So it seems to be the same timeline, right?
In my halcyon days, as the mortal Amon, I was haunted by a dream. Night after night, the faceless multitude, the voiceless cries, shards of shattered memories. But slowly, the fog began to clear. This was Elpis. And I was Hermes. Recurring though it was, I paid this dream little heed. It was only when I was granted the seat and memories of Fandaniel that I knew these visions to be true. They were the memories of Hermes that he himself erased using the power of Kairos.
Wait,
So he
okay.
thought. In his attempt to burn away the events of that fateful day, he succeeded only in searing them more deeply into his soul. My soul. Death failed to expunge them. No matter how many times it came. Rebirth after rebirth, from one Fandaniel to the next. I wonder, is Heavensward adrift somewhere in this ethereal sea? In defeat, finally remembering your time together in Elpis? How it must gall him to be entrusted with knowledge of the final days, only to be rendered powerless to act upon it. So many lifetimes dedicated to restoring his beloved Amara in blissful ignorance. Oh, folly. But make no mistake, my life as Hermes is not the reason I invited the world's end. I have lived. I have struggled. I have dredged the very depths of despair. And in the detritus of existence, I found the truth. I served a great ruler, powerful beyond measure. The world his dominion. Yet even he and his vast empire were destined to fall, to become one with oblivion. At the end of life's journey lies only death.
Yes. Wouldn't be life without death. That's how it is. Every emperor is destined to fall at some point.
So I ask you, why live at all?
To have lived. It's easy as that.
We betray. We torment. We murder. We are wicked, spiteful creatures, without exception. If life is so sacred, So precious. Why fill it with such misery?
Well, I mean, you don't need to fill it with misery. You couldn't be nice to your peers. But of course, you can't control everybody.
Wallows in a hell of his own making without purpose or meaning. To live is to suffer, and I would end that suffering by my own hand. It matters not if it flies in the face of all believed right and just. Death is the only solution. That is my truth, my answer to the question. And yet,
Very narrow-minded.
even as the words pass my lips, I am filled with doubt.
For one who
Has
was
my
known
search
to
reached its end?
give birth to such majestic creations.
Was this the only way?
Of course not. There's always another way.
After all
Doesn't mean it
these
would have been better.
Is this the answer I was hoping for?
The lamentations of the damned. How it vexes me to see your conviction falter at the last. Fandan. Still clinging to existence, I see.
Not exactly sure who it is. It does sound like Fandaniel. You know, our Fanny Danny. / Zodiark.
You who champion death so fervently, unwilling to accept your own, refusing to be purified and swept into the sea of souls. As do I.
So Asahi, basically. Doesn't sound like Emmet. And also not like Xenos.
We prisoners to
It's definitely Asahi. Or for Daniel or whatever. I don't know why they would be split though.
Though unlike me, you will be spared the ignominy of having your corpse made a puppet.
Oh, it's Asahi, okay. Huh, funny.
Is that Asahi?
Hmm.
How very astute. But let me be clear, I have not come to consort with the likes of you. Nor have I come to bemoan the state of the world following my untimely demise. In fact, I delight in mankind's downfall and the anguish it brings the savior of the savages. If I played some small part in the chaos, all the better. Not that I was in any position to resist. But to be made accomplice to the betrayal of Lord Xenos. I would die 1,000 deaths to exact my vengeance.
Wow, you really like that guy, huh?
Now you are at my mercy. I shall drag us both into oblivion, and you will never see the fulfillment of your magnum opus.
Well, I don't care, so get on with it.
Even should you be reborn, your desperate search for answers must start again.
Just desserts. Yeah, why not? Next time we'll find the answer together.
even here, even now, you have every right to hate me. For the fool I was, for the monster I became, but I will not beg forgiveness. The tale of Hermes, the man who knew so much, yet understood so little, ends here.
Bye. Have fun. I guess. You go with him though. I don't like you.
Don't try to follow me.
No.
I had more of you people than I could stomach in life. Never mind in death.
Oh, I didn't plan to. You do you?
Likewise. I pray we do
Exactly.
not meet again.
You had better hope not.
Come on, Hydaelyn. Hydaelyn. And Zenos is gonna hoover her up, and then we're gonna fight Zenos.